Let me take you back in time to 2012, Cartoon Network. You just sit down after school, you've had a long day of eating crayons and sniffing glue, and you just want to relax and watch some Young Justice, and you're met with this new young speedster from the future. He calls himself a tourist, but he's got a ton of mechanical skill to build a time machine. So, already that raises some red flags about him being in this whole period. In Young Justice Season 2, Episode 6, we're introduced to a character known as Bart Allen. We soon learn that he's the grandson of Barry Allen and Iris West, and we also find out that he is a distant cousin of Wally West, which makes sense given his heritage of Barry and Iris being Wally's uncle, whatever. You know what the point I'm trying to make. You may be wondering how these relationships are important, if at all, and given the theory that I'm going to present today, you'll understand why they're more important to know all these characters and just to know the overall backstory behind how they met and everything like that. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. My name is Aiden, and I will be presenting a Young Justice theory today. I haven't seen this theory be very widespread in the many years that Young Justice has been on the air, and then canceled, and then on the air again, and then canceled again, and the whole mess behind all of Mattel not wanting to keep producing a show that wasn't getting them any sales for their crappy action figures. But let's get deeper into the dive. When Bart comes to the past, he quickly takes the nickname of Impulse, and he runs off to find his family. He finds Barry and Iris at Jay and Joan Garrick's house, who was the first Flash, and the first love interest of the Flash. When Jay and Joan question Barry, they ask him if he's just forgot to tell them that they have some hidden kids or something like that. And Barry quickly argues that he and Iris don't even have kids, so there's no possible way that Bart could be his grandson. And seconds later, Iris reveals to everyone that she is pregnant. Soon after this, Bart spoils that Iris is pregnant with twins, which causes Wally West, who has just shown up at the house, to warn Bart that whatever he says could affect the entire timeline and the whole time stream.
Careful, kid. If you are what you say you are, revealing too much could crash the whole time stream.
Crash it, if only.
The reasons why I bring this all up is because I believe that Bart did inadvertently crash the timeline and change a lot of key events by accident and on purpose. Throughout the episode and really the season, if you pay attention, Bart is shown to make references about not growing up with Barry there to teach him how to use his speed and all those things like that. And he really just grew up idolizing the Flash without ever being able to meet the Flash himself.
Oh, I've always dreamed of doing this. I mean, when you were young and I didn't have to worry about breaking you, Gramps.
This is really no secret among die-hard fans of this show. A majority of us have picked up that Barry was supposed to die to Neutron, who was a villain in this episode.
Curing me and saving Flash's life. That's only the beginning.
I know, Nathaniel. Big mission. Lots to do.
Flash even states that if Bart wasn't there to stop him and Kid Flash and Jay Garrick weren't there to save him, then he very likely would have been killed.
You realize you almost got him killed, right?
Sorry,
Actually, he saved me. Or at least, you all did. Neutron's overload accelerated. Even at my top speed, I'd have never made it to the desert in time.
Because Bart ended up curing Neutron with his blue pill thing that neutralized his powers and changed the timeline, Barry was never injured or killed. Furthermore, throughout the rest of the season, we see that Impulse is actively trying to prevent Blue Beetle from turning over to the Reach side and turning evil. Now, you may be wondering how any of this has to do with Impulse killing Kid Flash, and I'm getting to that. We noticed throughout the season that Bart was very obviously trying to make sure that Barry was not killed, but in the season finale, when Kid Flash ends up sacrificing himself to stop the Chrysalis event, we don't see any indication that Bart knew that was going to happen like he did with Flash's death.
Bart, we have to slow down more. Try to siphon off some of the energy attacking Wally. It's no good, Barry. Oh man, Artemis is so gonna kill me for this.
And don't even get me started on Mom and Dad. Kid? Just tell them. Okay? Kid!
This is interesting because we know how time travel roughly works from how people have theorized it in other depictions of the Flash, whereas anything that you do or say can impact the future. So my theory is that Impulse's changing of the past in order to save Barry from dying inevitably got Wally killed. If Bart had never helped defeat the Reach, if he had never warned them about Blue Beetle's traitorousness and had never prevented him from going all Reach apocalypse on the entire Earth, then we never would have been in this situation to begin with, where the Reach was leaving Earth and they wanted to destroy Earth. So the chrysalises would have never happened. And also with Bart's messing with the timeline and trying to save the Flash from Neutron and preventing Neutron from being able to use his powers anymore, it also may have had more ramifications on the timeline. And so in order to try to correct itself, it ended up killing Wally instead. With the ever-changing future of Young Justice, whether it be canceled or on again, or rumored to have a 5th season and then canceled and then on again and then a whole other mess, we may never know what the future of this theory holds and whether or not Wally will ever come back, or if it will ever be confirmed that Bart was the reason why Wally died, or if maybe Wally will come back like he did in the comics. But in the end, I want to know what you think about. Let me know in the comments. Do you think that Bart killed Wally West by accident, or did something else happen? Let me know down in the comments, and be sure to like and subscribe. Check out my other socials, all on the screen now. Okay, bye now.